everybody, if you're new to my channel, I'm Lori and welcome to Lori Book Trials. And as you can tell by the title, I'm here to do a spoilery and non-spoilery review of Pretty Girls by Karin. Hope I'm saying that right, Karin Slaughter. It's about this girl, well, these two girls, their sister went missing and they don't know what happened to her. And then they get estranged for some reason, which I'll talk about in the spoiler section. But now I forgot her name. Claire, she's married to, I forget the guy's name. Was it Ben? I'm trying to think if it was Ben. I should have wrote his name down. Paul. Ben and Paul. Paul's totally different than Ben. Okay, so his name's Paul. And he gets killed. And she finds out a whole bunch of stuff about him. This book, I will say there's a lot of trigger warnings. I'm not going to tell you what they are because some people consider that spoilers. I will tell you I gave this book a 2.5. On Goodreads, I gave it a 2, of course. It was just too much for me to handle. It's very violent, I will say that. So be prepared. That might be a little spoilery. I'm sorry if you consider it spoiler. But yeah. But what can I tell you without like going into spoilers? I actually like Linda better than Claire. Claire is the one that's married to Paul. Anyways, no, there was something about Claire I didn't like. I like Linda. She has a sad past. Even though they're sisters. And something happened. And that's why they're estranged. And she got hooked on drugs and all this other stuff. And Claire just likes to, Claire, she seemed kind of artificial. Is that how you say it to me at times? And yeah, I just didn't like her that much. I felt kind of bad for her at certain parts of the book, which I'll talk about in spoilers. But if I had to choose my favorite character, it'd be Linda. But I didn't really like the book that much. I did, like at first, I thought it would be like a 3.5, 4-star read. But it just too dark, and I'm a very character-driven person, and I did not really, besides kind of liking Linda, I really didn't care for any of the other characters. The plot was interesting, but I just think that Karin was trying to, like, put so much, like, shock factor in here, and so much, like, this has to happen, and this has to happen, and I don't think she needed all this to go on and stuff like that. I just think she overdid it a little bit too much. That's just my personal opinion. Other people probably love this book. I'm sure a lot of people love it. And they probably loved all the craziness that ensured in this book. But it just was too much for me. And I don't mind, like, books where it's dark and stuff like that. But this was just way, way too dark for me to handle. You find out, like I said, a lot of weird crap that went down. You find out a lot of things about this family. But especially the people that surround the family. And that's all I can really tell you without spoilers. I will say, if you like really, really gritty books and you like all the sadness and all the depression and you don't mind, not any happiness in the book, then this book would be for you. But this was just, I need a little bit more happiness in my book. I don't mind if it's dark, like I said, but come on, give us a little bit of sunshine through the dark. I will say I loved how it was wrapped up, even though I didn't care for the ending, if that makes any sense, but I could appreciate the way she ended it. And that's it. That's all I can tell you without going in spoilers. So again, I can't recommend it personally unless, like I said, you really like the dark and gritty books. If you like really dark and gritty books, then this book is for you. All right, spoiler time. So spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. If you haven't read this and you plan on reading it, then please leave. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. So the next time I say that, I'm going to start the spoilers. So bye for whoever doesn't want to be spoiled. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. All right. So at the beginning of this book, Claire and Paul are they're at like a bar, I think, and they go out on this, like I think it was the alley maybe, and they're getting ready to get it on, have sex, and someone wants to rob them. Then you find out that they really want to do more than rob. They also want to rape Claire. And Paul fights him off. Tries to fight the guy, and he gets shot, and he gets killed. Dumb for spoiler. Big spoiler. Paul is not actually dead. Dum. We'll get back to that. So, like I said, their sister, I don't remember her name, but she went missing a long time ago. Let me see if I can find it. Was it Jennifer, maybe? I'm not positive, but it might have been Jennifer. That was their sister's name. Let me see if I can find it. But anyways, they didn't, like I said, they didn't know what happened to her. Oh, Julie. Her name was Julia. Anyways, and that's part of the thing that's going on. So, we've come to find out that Paul is not really dead. And we find out some other stuff. We find out that he tried to rape Linda when Linda was younger. And Linda's mom and her sister both didn't believe Linda when she said that he tried to rape her and stuff, because she was like, she stole money and she, all this other stuff. And we also find out that because of Julia dying, that the mom and father and dad, broke up and stuff. And their mom got remarried. And there's like letters. He's like talking to his dead daughter, like in paper, or he wrote it down or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. And he winds up dying. Another thing is, though, Paul is the one that killed him. Yes. So he tried to rape when she was younger, he tried to rape Linda. He winds up being the one that murdered the dad, even though they didn't know the dad was murdered. And we also find out that Julia was kidnapped, raped, and everything, and killed by Paul's father. And he knew about it, and he was obsessed with basically the family, especially Claire. And Claire finds all this out. And then we think that he's still dead for like most of the book, like half of the book, I would think, maybe a little bit past half. And then he winds up hitting Claire. He winds up, punching her and taking Linda, and he does so much stuff, you guys. Like, there's rape in here. He rapes Linda and everything in this book. Locks her in the trunk of the car. A lot of stuff. It's just really like crazy. Like all that he did. We find out that his death, that the FBI helped him fake his death. Because he was like, I guess was going to pretend like he was going to help them. Like, with something. I can't remember exactly what it was. But he lied, of course. And yeah. And then a lot of other stuff goes down. Like I said, he, at first, Claire finds out that, before she finds out he's alive still, she found out that he was watching movies, where women were getting kidnapped, killed, and raped. Raped and then killed in the video, snuff films or whatever they're called. And like I said, it wound up being his father. He's watching these videos that his father did, and then later on that he did. He said he wasn't involved in it. I know he didn't kill Julia. If I'm not mistaken, he didn't kill Julia. The dad did, but he knew. But he did. There's this girl that went missing. He did. He was a participator in that one. He was trying to say he didn't, do anything, but he did. Because she could tell by the video. Something in the video pushed her to know that it was Paul that was involved as well. There's just so much stuff going on in this book, you guys. Like, wow. One thing after another went down in this book. It was very interesting, though, that how obsessed he was with Claire and the family. Like, he really believed that Claire wouldn't kill him and stuff like this. And, there was just so much that he did, like, and you found out. It was just, like, really messed up, this book. Like I said, I did like Linda. Linda has a boyfriend, I forget his name, and she has a daughter. And, yeah. Claire doesn't have any kids. She can't have kids for some reason. I can't remember what was wrong with her. But I know she can't have kids. And, yeah, which is a good thing with a husband like that. But yeah, so that's what went down. Like, wow. I mean, yeah. I mean, there was other people involved. I'm not going to tell you everybody that was involved, but there was other people that were involved in this. And, yeah. But Paul was really an ass and really psycho. And, yeah, he was just so obsessed with his wife and that family in general, Like, he was messed up, He was telling Claire, oh, I won't hurt your sister. And then what did he do? He raped her and stuff. It was just, yeah. I don't know what else to say about the book. I mean, it was just too rough for me. Like I said, I can handle, like, raping books. Because I've read other books that had, like, characters that were raped. But this just had too much, Like, being the kidnap, everybody, like, all the, like, videoage and everything, talking about, how they killed the girls and stuff like that, and you could see, they talk about, like, how scared the girls were before they were killed, and they found a video that showed, Julia when she was murdered. Yeah, it's very, very graphic, you guys. But if you guys like that kind of stuff, then the more power to you. But for me, it was just too much. Too much. I gave it 2.5 because I did like the first half of the book. I liked, like, when you thought that Paul was dead. And I even liked when we started finding out, like Paul wasn't a good guy. Like when Linda was telling her, was like, thinking back when he was touching her leg and stuff and then tried to rape her and then when we found out that the mother and the sister didn't believe her, it was just so sad the first half. But then when you found out, that Paul, was still alive and his dad was the one that killed the family. The sister, Julie, and all the other stuff that went down. It was just way too much. I think that the author was just trying to, like, throw everything out there that she possibly can to make the book more horrifying than it already was. It was just a really dark, dark book. I don't know if I would read another book by her. Maybe if there was one that was kind of like this one, but not as violent. But I've heard that all her books are pretty much in vain as this one. So I don't know if I would read another book by her. I would have to really think about it before I committed to something like that. And I would probably rent it from the library if I did, or find it if it was like cheap on Amazon for an ebook. Maybe I would read another one of her books, but to buy the book full price, I wouldn't do that anymore. But yeah, I do like the little locket. And if I was doing owls, right now I could have used that for a book with heart on the cover, because of the thing there. The locket is part of the heart, but yeah. Anyways, this is a review for this one. But let me know if you guys read this, what you guys thought about it. Because, yeah, it was just a little too much for me. But, yeah, you might like it. That's all I can really say about it. But I hope you guys like this review. I hope you guys, you know, are happy that I'm like trying to do other things and just oh my gosh, sorry, my head is like pounding now. Trying to do other videos again, because I know I have not been doing a lot of videos lately besides reading vlogs, and half the time I'm not even done with the book in the vlog. So yeah, but yeah, I'm still glad that I read this. It'd probably be on, unless I read some really other messed up books and books I really hate, this is probably going to be one of the books that are going to be on my least favorite books of 2020. But yeah, but if you guys, like I said, if you guys like this type of book and you like everything to be very dark and no happiness, the only thing I did like about this is that they did get closure and they did find Julia's body and were able to bury her by her dad. And yeah, so I did like that. So I just wish that Paul would have lived and that they could have had like a trial, even if it was just a few pages of a trial. But yeah, and if anybody had to kill him, I wish it would have been Linda. I think it was Claire that did it. I could be wrong, but I think it was Claire that did it. So yeah, but yeah, I think it would have been more better if it was Linda that did it, since he raped her and everything. But then again, Claire was married to the guy, so I guess it's kind of fitting that she was able to do the one. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that, but yeah. 2.5 stars, 2 on Goodreads, and yeah. I'm glad that I read it, but I'm glad that it's over with and I don't have to read it ever again. But that is it for my spoiler and non-spoiler review of Pretty Girls by Karin Slaughter. And I hope you guys liked this video. Remember, if you did, to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please think about subscribing. Hit that bell icon so you'll know whenever a video like this is up for your viewing pleasure. Like I said, let me know if you read this book or any other books by Karin Slaughter, and if they're as violent as this one, or if there's some that are at least has a little bit more happiness in between the violence. Then recommend it down below. But other than that, yeah, I don't know if I'd ever read a book by her again. But that is it. I hope you guys are staying safe as possible during this time, this craziness. And yeah, hopefully pretty soon we'll be able to get out of this quarantine that we've been in, and the stores will be able to open. And yeah, we can get out again. But I'm going to let you guys go. I don't want to talk anymore about what's going on in this world right now. And yeah, please, like I said, subscribe if you haven't. I would love to have more of you guys as part of my family. And I hope you guys all have a great evening. This will probably be up Friday. And so I hope you have a great weekend. And that is it from me. I'll talk to you guys all in the next one. I love you all as a friend. Bye.